Hey guys, it's Jenna. Today I want to talk to you about how to get your beauty business set up on Instagram. So why is this important? In this day and age, most of your clients are going to be on Instagram. And if you aren't there too, then how are you going to communicate with them? People want to go to see people who they know, like, and trust. And you don't get in front of your ideal client without showing up where they are spending lots of their time. So the average person is spending quite a bit of time on Instagram. So if you aren't, then you're missing out on that. And when someone looks at other girl who's spending the time to communicate with potential clients that way and build the trust and educate them and develop a relationship like that, guess who's going to get the bookings before you if you are not showing the same or at least some level of commitment to your clients, showing them that you want to have them. You are prepared, you are educated, and you are qualified to be able to even do these services. So if you're not sure where to start or you just flat out hate Instagram, listen up, this episode is for you. So if you don't have an account, you are going to want to get an account right away. First thing you're going to do is install the app on your phone if you haven't already. And then you're going to go to accounts. You're going to switch that account to a business account because you're a business account. And by switching to business account, you're going to get a lot more insights into your metrics and who your viewers are and all that fun stuff. Personal account just doesn't look very professional. If you're building a business, you need to have a business account. Second, you are going to need to upload an eye-catching profile photo. Ideally, I think it's best to start with a great photo of yourself. Make sure you're smiling. But if you are not comfortable showing your face right now, it's totally okay to just put up a logo or some other something that represents your business. Some people use an icon like a fruit or maybe even eyelashes or something. Just put anything up there for right now. But bonus points if you can put up a really great photo of yourself because you will connect better with your ideal clientele, and also it gives people a more personal sense of your profile. So let's talk about the name that you pick. You can change this name at any time, but it's best to pick something as close to your business name as possible. So if you haven't already gotten that business name approved through your local jurisdiction, wherever you are, to make sure that name is reserved and no other business has it already, I would think about that and reserve the name that you're putting on that form because you want to make sure that that is available. But also if the form gets rejected, then you can just change that name, right? But you should be kind of doing some research before about that name to make sure that it's not going to get rejected, because if you get rejected, then money wasted, right? So do a little bit of background check, make sure that no one else is using that name, and you're going to have a much higher chance of getting that name. And so of course you'll want that on the Instagram account. Once you have that done, you'll want to fill out your name, and the name is not actually going to be your own name that is most beneficial for you to put in there. You should put something that is most likely searched. So if you are looking at a service-based business like beauty and lashes or permanent makeup, you're looking to attract clientele in your area. What are your clients going to be searching for on Instagram? When they click the search button, they are going to be looking for lash extensions. They are going to be looking for brows and etc., all these things. So, but when they look for a service provider, they're going to be looking for the service plus the city. So make sure in that name, because it's searchable, you want to just keep it to things that you think would be keywords that your clients would actually be searching for. Because then when someone comes to find you locally and they are searching in that Instagram box, they will be able to find you. So for example, mine used to be, I think it was microblading and lash and beauty pros, Nelson, BC. And so lots of people would ask me, why did you put microblading? Well, if you know me, I don't really like microblading as a service personally. I prefer to do powder brows or combination brows, but typically microblading is not my jam. So why do I put microblading? Well, it's because my clients are not always going to be educated about all the newest modalities of permanent makeup. So instead of assuming that they're going to be educated, I assume maybe they don't know everything and maybe they need some help figuring things out. So I put microblading, and that's what I put under my name in my profile so that people can search it and find out more about the services or that they might want to have and maybe not know about yet. Back to the business profile, you will have an option to choose what kind of type your business is. In my experience, it does not matter as much. You can try putting in health and beauty products. They will probably suggest something for you. I've seen a lot of different things done here, brand, but you probably just want to start. So don't put that much thought into this. Just do whatever seems best related to your business and move on with that, because you can always change that also afterwards. It's not something that people are searching or anything. It's just how Instagram is categorizing you. So, and the algorithm does its own thing anyways with your stuff. So don't focus too much on that. Moving on to the next thing would be definitely your bio. That is one of your most important things in your whole page, and that's how you connect to people. And people look at your profile and usually decide whether they're going to follow you or not, or want to look more onto your page in the first 3 seconds. So it has to be really snappy and it has to be to the point. And really, it has to be not just about you or who you are or what you know or what you do, it's what you can do for them. Always appeal to how you are going to add value to their lives versus just like, oh, 5 times certified. No one cares about that, right? People don't really want, that creates a little bit of trust, but really people want to know how you can help them specifically because there's so many people out there, right? So really niche down, really find out what your specific thing is. Like if you hate doing lashes, then don't put lashes there. You don't want to build that. Put the thing that you love, the thing that you want to be known for, the thing that you dream about at night. And it's a good dream, not a nightmare. Think about that. How do you help people? Put that in a really short sentence. And then of course, you want to create an action there. You always want to have a call to action. So how are people going to connect with you? It's probably through the link in your bio. So you want to have some kind of a call down to the link in the bio. Lots of people do that with arrows or some sort of like small caption. So it could be like, click here to book now, and put some arrows down so people actually know what to do, because not everyone sees that from the bio too. Also think about someone else who's not really familiar with Instagram. They might not know how to use it, right? Always make sure to be drawing attention to that, because that's how you will either do online booking. If you don't have online booking, you can cross-reference your Google listing. So the Google listing is really great to cross-reference because hopefully you will be building reviews, and then someone can actually just check you out and creep you and see all the awesome reviews you have, and you'll build the trust that way until you're able to do something like build a website, and then you'll post your reviews on that and have like a lot more things that can create trust or like interaction with the client. And of course your book now page. So if you are going to have online booking, that's where you would list this. And there's a couple different things. You could list your Google page that has your listings, and then on your Google you could link your booking site as book now. But the best way I think is just to put your booking site in there, because when someone wants to book, they want to book now. They don't want to go through a bunch of hoops. So it's better just to add that booking link if you don't have a lot going on. So if you want to make things really easy for your potential clients, you can create a link tree. We will link the link down here so it's easy for you to access. So you can create a free account, and then you can link things like your Google page with all your Google reviews. So like if someone's like, oh, I want to check out the Google reviews, they can just click that. If they want to book now, they can go there. You know, any little thing that you want to include, maybe you want to include like a SoundCloud playlist or something that you are going to have in your studio in case someone comes and they love the playlist, or if someone wants to check out your vibe first, like what kind of person is this? What kind of experience I'm going to have? They can check out your playlist and see if they are vibing with that. And if not, then they can go somewhere else, but you'll be attracting your ideal clients that way and preparing them for what to expect in your studio, which is also awesome because every client is right, but not every client is right for you. And so you really want to be preparing that client for what kind of experience they're going to be having. Because if you're planning to niche down, which you really do need to do in a saturated beauty market, then you do want to be attracting the right clientele and not just scooping up every last client that's maybe not right for you, that doesn't like your style, or that goes against some things that you believe. Like maybe they come in and they really want a 90s brow. They want that sperm brow, and there's gonna be a client that asks for that. And there is a studio that is right for everybody, and there's nothing wrong with that. That look is like coming back right now, but it's not for everybody, and you might be opposed to doing that as well to a client. And so the more you can connect on a personal level with your clients before they enter your studio, the higher chance of creating a really great experience and also filling your studio with your ideal clientele, which is really going to put the wind in your sails and help you move further in your professional career a lot faster. Also, Instagram has options for you to connect with your potential clients through the phone or WhatsApp sometimes, depending on where you live. So that is really important to have that set up if you are looking at getting phone calls through Instagram. You can update your address in there too to make sure that you're showing up on the map so they can see exactly where your studio is. That really helps for finding you as well, but also for Instagram to kind of like connect you with your ideal clients if you're a service-based business. So what do you post when you start posting? You might wonder, you might be a little nervous. You might be super scared about this. I know I was when I started, but it doesn't have to be that complicated. First thing, you want to create 9 posts. Don't really think too hard about them. first thing that you should create really is an about me post. It only has to be a super great selfie of you and a little bit of a bio of who you are, what you're doing, why you're doing it, how you can help them basically. So other great things to share are your before and afters. If you're a new student, don't worry about it. Share your work. Everyone starts somewhere. And honestly, there is always a client who's right for someone, and not every client is right for everybody. So by you sharing your work and where you are at, people also get to follow your journey. People love seeing people grow in the beauty industry, but also you might be looking down on your work, and almost every student that I have dealt with does this, and I've done this myself. We always think we were worse than we are. We always pick apart everything. And yes, these details matter, and eventually you're going to get better at them, and we all do. But in reality, our clients are looking for a specific look. Not everyone is looking for a super technical look. Some people are looking for a little bit of a discount and booking in with a student who's a little less experienced because that's where their budget is at, and they don't mind a little lash out of place here or there, or like a directioning that's not perfect. So really don't pick yourself apart about this, because honesty is the best policy. And if you're not sharing your work the way it is, then honestly, you're kind of being sneaky with your client. You really should be sharing where you're at and what things you're excelling at, and that's how you're going to grow. You're also going to set reasonable expectations with your client, right? So your client, if you were to say share pictures that weren't yours, then they would be having unreasonable expectations. They'd come and see you and they'd be like, wow, this really sucked, right? So you are attracting the wrong kind of person then. But if you're sharing your own photos and they're honest before and afters, that client really identifies with, and they're like, wow, I love this work. Because trust me, you're picking yourself apart more than anyone else is. So they have connected with you as a person, they've connected with everything you're putting out there, including your work, and they think it's beautiful. They're gonna show up, they're gonna have that expectation in their minds, and they are going to be looking for that kind of result. That's how you really get clients that are going to stay with you and who are going to vibe with you, by being honest and showing where you're at and showing a little bit about your personality and who you are and what things are important to you, and how you can help people. So that's a great thing to talk about as well. Like, you'll learn a lot in your course, but there's some things that you'll really vibe with. And some people are lash extension artists that are awesome, and they will never do volume because they hate volume, they hate mega volume, they hate the way it looks. For some reason, they just don't like it. I don't understand it, but there's things that I do probably that other artists wouldn't understand. So not everyone has to be the same, doing the same things, and not every client is looking for the same thing. So stay true to who you are, what you like about the industry, what you're good at. And if you're good at it and you don't like it, trust me, start eliminating those things right off the bat. Otherwise, you can get pigeonholed into doing those things, and you're actually blocking off the possibilities of growing your business in the ways that are actually going to make you the happiest. So make the shift when you're starting versus later on, and you'll be much more happy throughout your career, and you'll actually build a lot faster because your momentum will keep up, because you're not going to have problems with, like, well, anyone is susceptible to mental health problems, but when you are not following your heart, you are way more susceptible to mental health, or just feeling down about what you're doing and just losing steam. So focus on what you love in the beginning there. So let's bring it back to the Instagram post. How do you attract what you like, what you love? Well, you show it, right? And don't show the stuff you don't like. People will come to you for the things that you're showing, the things that you're known for, the things that you are showing you have expertise in. So other ideas for posts, you can share pictures of, like, even your tools and how you use them, and why it's important to know the things that you know about how to use them. Like, do a post on a lash spoolie, tell your client how to brush their lashes properly, educate your client, make them laugh, share little tips and tricks. Sharing myths and truths in the beauty industry right now is huge, because let's face it, there are so many people out there saying so many different things, and the way that you interpret the truth also shows who you are as an artist and who you're going to connect with your clientele. Very important to, like, think about these things. You can sit down and plan your content. When I first started my Instagram account, I would go to Pinterest and just look up certain things about lashes and just pin pictures that resonated with me, and then I would go through and either recreate those or even reuse them, and always credit someone. So I would not recommend reusing lash photos, right? When you're starting out, you can, or if you're doing like a course or something, you can post a photo of a transformation you want to replicate, and that would be an honest thing, but you cannot post someone else's work as your own. I've seen actually some people doing this recently, a bigger Medi spa, and they're just posting random lip blushes. Sometimes it looks like straight up lipstick, and then there's no artist information. It's a huge chain, so it's like, who's doing this lip blush? It's just kind of, you want to be very specific about, this is my work and this is my portfolio. So don't confuse it with random pictures of random like lips and stuff like that, because when people actually ask you, is this your work, then it's going to look really bad when you have to say, no, this isn't my work. Or if you do say it's your work and you lie about it, then there's going to be a really big chance that they are going to have a bad experience, and that's going to spread, and your name is so important. So try and get past imposter syndrome. I know it's so hard. You don't know what imposter syndrome is. It's basically a made-up thing in your head that tells you that you are not good enough, and I think it's a lot like body dysmorphia, right? Like you can be, lots of girls go through this. We look in the mirror and we see something different, right? Everyone else sees something, we see something way different, and it's usually not very accurate and it's not positive. So try to be kind on yourself and always just err on the side of positivity. If you need to actually get a second opinion, I'm always open to giving advice on your photos, or constructive criticism or anything like that. You can just hit me up at elevatelash.ca and I would be happy to help. So once you have this account and you have 9 posts, I would just do them all at once. Bam, 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 9 posts done. Then you can start inviting people to your page. You can also cross post. If you have another profile, or if you are working for a beauty salon or anything like that, you can create a post that on that other account that will cross link to your new account, so you can get extra eyes on that, just get a lot more visibility, because likely your friends and family or whoever's likes you already on that account is going to want to follow your journey on this new account. And then furthermore, like, get out into the community and interact with people. Use your account not just to attract clients, but also to interact with the community, and that will get you a lot of exposure as well to your new account. So if you need any other tips or inspiration, we also have a mini course that we've created. We'll link that down below for you, but also just hit me up on my DMs, like seriously, whenever, at elevatelash.ca, and I can help you brainstorm as well or answer any questions. So thanks so much for joining us, and we'll be here with more tips next week. If you like this episode, follow our page for more content. We do a new video every week with more tips and tricks to elevate your own beauty biz.